Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Charlotte Gogallen. I am a Scottish vlogger and I also contribute for BBC The Social. I will leave a link to that down below. Today is the second episode of my brand new show, The Junket Folder. Last week we had on the amazing Ford Kiernan, who plays Jack Jarvis Esquire in Still Game, and that interview was a lot longer than I planned. So we'll try and keep this one not as long today, but you never know, with me and my next guest, we could be here for a while, but I'm going to try not keep her too long. I've been wanting this guest on my show for so long. And I reached out to her people and they were just like, no, she's so busy, stop asking. But I harassed, I kept going. And finally her reps got back to me and said, okay, you can have her for 1 hour. We'll let you have her amazingness for an hour. So I'm so excited to finally share with you my amazing guest. She's a friend who's very dear to my heart. She's been in a few of my social videos. I will leave links to that down below. And without any further ado, I'm going to say hello to my friend Meganne.
Hi.
Hi Meganne. How are
I
you?
know my 15 minutes of fame when I was 9 really sets the tone for the rest of my life. So.
I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for being the second guest on the show. It's so nice that it's a friend that's here with me today. I think the first time I did this, I was really nervous. And today I just feel really chilled and really relaxed. For anyone that doesn't know, Meganne actually starred in two of my most fun BBC social videos that I've ever made. You played my mum, I believe, the mum who had
Yeah.
all the snacks at the movies, and you played, oh, what was your name in the Christmas one? Grace, who was
Great.
Andrew's girlfriend who got a trip to Paris, and I spat water out all over, like nearby you. That was that was such a fun shoot. I missed doing comedy sketches with the group. They
I
were the
know it's
best ever.
fun. I know it's funny as well because Blair still watches that back and is just laughing at me and Cameron's face, and then Paul just in the middle, just the like. My mum finds it hilarious as well. I'm sure. I'm sure she enjoys it.
I think my favourite moment from the cinema video was when you were with Scott and Blair was the customer that was like, excuse me, can you get off your phone? And you were just like 2 minutes. And I just think for someone that had never, especially for like Blair and Paul and the people that were in that video who had never done acting before, they were so good. They were
They were so
so
good.
natural at what they did. And I'll tell you this now because I'm hoping in a few months' time or maybe next year or something. Please goodness let this happen. But I actually did write a script before the COVID outbreak, and when I tell you what it was about, you'll see why it was dropped. But I wrote a script for you and me, and you're actually the other person that was in this sketch with me, and I was going to get Paul, Cameron, Blair, Poppy. I was going to get everybody involved, Gary, who was in the Christmas video, and it was
Yeah.
going to be you and I, and we were sisters, and we were going to school, and the tannoy came on, and it said, can the girls from like class 5A come down to the assembly hall? And you and I were just like, oh, we're getting out of class, like, oh, what's happening? And we go downstairs only to find out that we're getting our vaccinations, and the both of us just
Oh,
have a freak out. And I was going to have girls playing the parts of other girls getting their injections, because you must remember there was the ones that screamed bloody murder. I had a girl in my year who shouted, don't touch me, I'm pregnant. Like, she screamed. She wasn't pregnant, she was like
just
14,
did it.
but just to get out of not getting her jag. And then I was gonna have the boys, after we'd gotten our jags, like kind of being dicks to us, and I was gonna get you to like punch Blair, and it was gonna be like a whole slapstick comedy. And my producer David at the time loved it. He thought it was a great script, and then he went, however, there's like this virus thing going on at the moment, and I don't think it would be politically correct if we do this sketch. Plus, we're all supposed to
Yeah.
like stay away from each other, so we'll look back on it in a few months' time. And then by that point, it was like total lockdown and everything. But that was the last group sketch that I had written for us to do. I wrote it with you in mind because I wanted you to play my sister or my friend or something. But that's something that it might never happen. But that was the dream. That was the goal.
It's so funny to think that as well because my sister passed out when she got her jab, she's absolutely petrified of needles. Like, I've told her she's getting the COVID vaccine. She knows she is. But she's petrified of needles. And every time she got her jab, a teacher would come up to me in class and be like, just let you know that your mum's here because Danielle's passed out. And I'm like, again?
See, we could get Danielle to play that part and just do it again. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Just show her a needle and tell her you're going to put it in her, and she will just do it. She'll just go plain white, fall over onto a crash mat. That's her. Like, something needs to actually just do it.
So, how's it going? I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I'm good. We're good. Just coasting by, really. Got uni, which is keeping us going. Obviously, can't really do much else, so it's been uni.
And this is the first time that you've done university online, isn't it? Because last year, as we all know, we all went into the pandemic, and we all had to start doing online school. So fun fact for those who don't know, but Meganne and I are actually doing, I want to say similar college, uni things. I'm so new to it. So I'm doing early education and childcare because I'm going on the road to being a primary teacher. And I think Meganne you're like quite a few steps ahead of me in that learning place. So can you just tell us a little bit about that and what it is that you're doing exactly?
Yeah, so I'm doing education with, I get a teaching degree at the end of it to go into primary education. Wasn't my main port of call when in life. I've done all things under the sun, but my most recent job that I've been at for 3 years kind of guided me towards this, and I'm super happy that I'm where I am now. Unfortunately, we don't get to go into placement, so I don't actually get to work with young kids this year, probably much like yourself, Charlotte. I don't know if you do placement on college.
Well,
no, do you not?
We do. So basically, this is the first time I've done anything to do with childcare and education, and I just want to, I just want to formally apologise to any of the girls I went to high school with that left to do early education and childcare, because I always thought, oh, that's like such an easy course to do. Like that's the course you pick if you don't know what you want to do, so you just go and do childcare because it's really easy. I take that back so much, and I applaud anyone that went to do it because it is so incredibly detailed. There is so much that you have to learn. You have to learn about legislation, you have to learn about, you know, UNCR, like protection acts for children. A lot of this course should have been on placement, and I haven't been in a nursery at all, so I've had to make everything up as I do my assessments, which is a little bit easier for me because of my acting background. But for most people, they're like, how do I make up a child? How do I make up a family? And I'm like, please just give me your homework. I'll make up an entire life for these people. Just let me handle it.
Oh man, I know. It's funny when I talk to, obviously, we kind of classes like mature students. Even though I'm only 24, I still class as a mature student. Even though I'm down with the kids, they're all my friends. But when I talk to them and stuff, they're all saying how a bunch of them still are trying to figure out what they want to do, and primary education was kind of the route they didn't fully see themselves going down, but they were like, at least if I'm on something. And then there was a bunch, like that was like the minority. Everyone else was kind of like, no, this is the path that I want to go on, this is it, blah blah blah. And I was like, good on you. Like, I wish I was that set at such a young age. Like, obviously being half these kids are like 17, 18. I say kids, like 17, 18, and I'm like, good on you for kind of like at least knowing somewhat of the path that you wanted to do. I worked in a pub when I was 17. Like, I had no direction of what I wanted to do in my life.
I think that's a really common thread with people that are in our age, because you were born in 96 if you're 24. Mm-hmm. Yes. Had to do math there. I hate math. And I was born in 97, and I don't know, I'm one of those people that definitely compares my parents' life and what they were doing at my age compared to what I'm doing at this age, and I'm still at home. Yes, I have a relationship, and that's, you know, my future husband, and like that is my, like, that's it, like, so I've got that sorted. But as far as being 23, my mum was married, she'd moved out, she'd lived in a lot of places, she'd done some traveling, and I'm just kind of like, I was supposed to leave high school and be an actress. Like, I was destined for Broadway. Like, that was it. Like, that was the end goal. But as we all know, going to college to do musical theatre can be a waste of time if you don't have in the industry. So, you know, I left that, thank goodness, because the last year was woeful. And if I could go back to high school, I would definitely tell myself, like, listen, still sing, still act, but just do it as a hobby. Go and work for like a year or so and get work experience and earn some money, and then maybe go and do something else that's kind of worthwhile. And a few of the teachers that I still keep in touch with from high school, they've always told me, like, you'd be a really good teacher. Maybe not high school. I don't think you would like high school, but primary, I think, because of, you know, acting and stuff like that, you would be pretty good at that. So why not give it a try? And my mum has always said that. So that's why I ended up doing what I'm doing now, and I love it. I do really enjoy it, and I want that to be on the record if anyone wants to see like a uni application. I'm saying it right now. What's the date? Hurry up. It's Thursday, 25th of March 2021. I love it. Please take me into your course.
Oh man, it's so funny to think that, because I went down a similar route. I went down the fact that I wanted to do drama. Like, I wanted to be in some realm of a theatre, like mainly on stage, but I would have been killed to be in a theatre setting and stuff. Did hospitality for 5 years, then went into retail, call centres, all this stuff. And throughout the entire time when I wanted to go and pursue acting, my mum was like, well, you really admire your drama teacher. Why don't you be a drama teacher? And the whole thing was, oh, drama teachers are like failed actresses and stuff like that. Even though mine wasn't. Mine's trained to be a drama teacher. Like, that was her goal. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the path that I set onto. So I think with myself, I'm going to complete this course and then look into trying going further up in the school, because as much as I enjoy interacting with like the younger kids, it's very much more interactive as we've been learning all this stuff. I feel like I would kind of be more helpful to older kids. Like, I really enjoy talking about people's emotions and people's like deep feelings and stuff like that. So I feel like because my mum also said, like, why don't you be like a school counsellor? And I was like, I feel like I could do that pretty well as well. I like to sit down and just say, hash it out, what's your issue, let me listen, sort of thing. But who knows? Like, who knows? I might just enjoy primary teaching too much and never want to leave.
So how far are you away from being qualified to like going? Because I'm literally just starting my kind of journey into that. And I had a freak out because I was doing the course, and then I called my guidance lecturer, who is a really nice lady, and I just said to her, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I'm in the right place. I want to do primary teaching, but I'm doing early education and childcare. So I'm just wondering, does that marry up with what I want to do? Like, does that help? And she said, it's not a direct stepping stone into a uni course or primary teaching, but what she did tell me was, and I don't know if you have found this yourself or you agree, but she said to me that at university for primary teaching, they don't teach you what we're getting taught right now in terms of, I don't even know how to describe it, but just everything I've learned this year is like, oh, you don't get taught that when you go to uni for primary teaching. And I'm just like, oh, wow, okay. So she said, it's not a direct stepping stone, but everything you're learning here will be an advantage for you to go further, and you'll have more knowledge than people that just came straight from kind of like high school or something. So I don't know if you found that to be true or if you disagree with that, because I honestly don't know.
No, 100%. I think what you're saying is just what she has said to you, because obviously I came into this only having experience of working in a children's store. Like, I didn't really know how to really handle children or anything like that. And by the sounds of it, yours is more like you look at scenarios and how I would fit into that scenario and stuff like that. Whereas my first year has been so theoretical, and it's been more about how child development occurs. So it's talking about different theorists like Piaget, Brofenbrenner, all these different people, and what their theories of childhood were. And then when we go into placement, it's how do we put that knowledge into action, sort of thing. So I feel like yours get more of an advantage because it's more, to me, yours sounds very more realistic and down to earth. Like you actually look at the classroom scenarios and all this stuff, whereas we haven't really looked at that yet. Fair enough, that's kind of what we're looking at this term. We're looking more into the actual like pedagogical knowledge of it all and stuff like that. But I feel like, because I almost had to do the college course before going into uni, because obviously great with SQA, my qualifications only last for 7 years. So I emailed, I emailed Strathclyde, I emailed Ayr Campus, and I emailed Glasgow, and Glasgow was the only one to get back to me to say, we would accept your qualifications if you put it in on UCAS, but this would be the last year, so it's kind of make up your mind sort of thing. Right. And obviously if they compare with everyone else, you get an interview, blah, blah, blah. To which I just sat with a woman for about half an hour talking about Disney. So, you know, I think there wasn't right for it. There wasn't.
I chose this mug today because I knew I was having you on the show. And for those who don't know Meganne as well as I do, you're unlucky if you don't. But if you do, you'll know that she is a huge Disney fan. How many times have you been to the park? Have you been a few times or just once?
Oh, no, I've been to Paris 4 times. Well, to be fair, one of those times was for work, so I wouldn't really count. Well, I got to still go into the park, so so I've been to Paris 4 times. Never been to California, Hong Kong, any of those ones, which I really want to go to. My little cousin Emma has been to the Hong Kong one and says it's phenomenal. Wow. Yeah, she like went on the Mad Hatter teacup ride with Alice. And I was like, that is insane. That's like, imagine that. Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, we'll just go on the ride together. Why not? In America, the last time I went, I think, was 2008, 9-ish. But we used to go there like every year, so I've probably been there about 5 times. So not as much as many other people who I know who have been to like 3 parks in 1 year and stuff. It's absolutely mental, but I mean, I love it.
I think that we should move on to doing some questions if you fancy that.
Sure.
So this is what it's all about. So yeah, the first half of this should be interesting for anybody that wants to study primary teaching and whatever, because me and Meganne have kind of discussed what she does and what I do. So hopefully that helps out. Okay, Meganne, so you are here and we have some questions for you. So these questions have been chosen by me to fit your personality, and I hope that you'll not struggle to answer them, but I have made them questions that will make you think a little bit, if you know what I mean. Because I don't want to ask like boring questions. Like if you saw my first interview, I think I asked do you like peanut butter? Like that's just the kind of thing I'm kind of going for here. So let's just see how it goes.
Love that.
We've got a wee mixture. We've got high school questions, we've got life questions, and then at the end we've got some Scottish trivia.
Oh no. I am the worst Scottish person ever, honestly. Like, I know.
I just thought I'd prepare you for that. Because I think I took Ford by surprise last time. So we're going to go first with our round of high school questions. I should have like a theme song. I should have like a wee jingle that plays. Okay, so question 1. If you were any of the Breakfast Club characters when you were in high school, which one would you have been?
I feel like I would have been. I've only seen Breakfast Club like once, and it's not because I don't like it or anything. It's actually more because it's not Blair's cup of tea. So we watched it once because our friend was over, and this was obviously a couple of years ago, and she was like, I want to watch Breakfast Club, and I was like, I've never seen Breakfast Club. And then she had almost the exact same reaction of getting up and leaving the room, and I'm like, no, come back. Like, it's just because he doesn't really like these kind of movies. And then Blair was like, don't say that, I don't like these kind of movies, get out of it. And I'm like, I'm not. Like, so probably like the main like emo, not emo, but he's like the punky guy, because it's not like I don't break the rules or anything, but it's more like that style was kind of more of the style. I guess there is the kind of gothic girl.
Yeah, the
I would probably be.
I think she was classed as, because there's the geek, the jock, the princess, the criminal, and the basket case. So I can see you being a combination of those two for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because my music was kind of more that style, was like always pop punk, and I tried to be more girly by the end of high school, but I mean, I used to just come in with jeans and shirts on, like, for non-uniform days, because, you know, Catholic school. But yeah, and then by the end of it, I probably ended up, like, I tried to end up as, like, the preppy girl who's, like, in dresses and is like, look at me, I'm cute, when really I reverted back to jeans and a shirt, because that's more my style.
Okay, so this question is a little bit seedy. I say seedy, it's not. Did you ever have a crush on a teacher in high school?
Nah, all of our
girls,
honestly, all of them, like, even thinking back on it, I mean, there was one fairly good PE teacher. He was fairly good looking, but he was an arse. Like, he was not, right? Like, we would, obviously, as drama students, we always use drama as a scapegoat to get out of PE, because we didn't want to. We're not athletic. Like, we're not fat or unfit or anything.
We can run a show. We can run an entire show 9 times in a row, but we can't do football. We can't run a marathon.
It's not even like football or that. Like, I enjoy like sports games and stuff like that, but it's more, see, when it's like you're in with all the kind of like preppy girls who just, they don't care, they'll just stand and you're like, come on, let's play a game, I want to play football, and they don't listen to you, and they're like, let's just play rounders for like the millionth time that year. You just get fed up. And I remember he started, I think, when I was in 5th year, I'm sure, and that was when we started getting more privilege with like drama. So we'd be like, oh, we've got to go down to drama, like our teacher has said we're allowed to go study, like we're allowed to go practice our performance, because, you know, we're getting marked on it and we're not really getting marked on this. So, and he ended up going down to drama and being like, you need to stop taking my kids out of PE. And she just went, that's fine, and went straight up to the headmistress's office and was like, they're not going to PE, they've got exams, they're not getting marked. And like, I was in there for like 15 minutes, came out, and she was like, yeah, you aren't going to need to do PE again. I was like, yes, never PE.
Okay, this is our last question in the round of high school questions. Did you ever start a rumor? And if you did, what was it? She's thinking of all the rumors she started in high school.
No, it's more, rumors more got started about me, honestly.
Oh no.
Do tell.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't think I ever did start a rumor. I remember when we were in 3rd year, as a result of this rumor, I ended up losing all of my friends and had to slowly gain them back, like one by one. So we had went out to Escape at the time, now Store, and I don't know why we had done this, but 2 of our friends went for a meal in China Buffet King and the rest of us didn't go.
Right.
So one of our other friends, her mum had given her like a pre-filled debit card, and they said, go take £10 out and go play on the arcade machines with it. So we were like, okay. And this is like the girl in my year, like one of my friends saying that. So it's like, okay, I was given responsibilities for that. We went down, took the tenner out, and I was like, right, I'll hold on to the card. Changed it for change, played on the games, and then like a week later, one of the girls, not even in our friend group, just kind of a bit out, started saying that I had spent all the money. Like, I had spent the entire £10, and I was like, I didn't though. Like, I gave it to I gave everyone else money. Like, I've got my own money. Like, why would I need to take? Sure, we split the money. There was like 5 of us, so maybe I took like £2, but I have my own money that I can spend. My mum loves me enough to give me money.
So you're telling me that all these people lost their rag over 10 quid? It wasn't even like 50, it was £10.
A tenner. I remember specifically the day.
Where are your priorities, really?
Yeah, well, that was what. And then we, like, I don't even really know how it happened. Like, I don't know if I had been sick a day and they all talked about it or something, because I came back into school and no one would talk to me. And I was like, what have I done that is so tragic that no one will speak to me in this friend group? So one of my friends explained, we're not talking to you for this reason. We don't think you should hang out with us. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, I'm really sorry that I didn't do this. Like, and just like buggered off. I ended up sitting with, like, I remember being upset in like the canteen the same day, I think. And a couple of the other girls from my year like sat with me and was like, what happened? So I explained it to them and they were like, oh, do you want us to go say something? I'm like, no, I just kind of want to forget it and be over with. And they weren't thuggy girls in any sense. Like, it was just, that was their reaction. Like, do you want us to go talk to them, sort of thing? I was like, I just kind of want to forget it. And I ended up hanging out with them for like a month. And then slowly over classes and that, because I used to still sit next to my friends in class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we slowly just started becoming pals again. And I was just like, I'm sorry, apparently I have done this. And they were like, yeah, we feel like the story kind of got taken out of proportion. I'm like, yes, it did. And I suffered that. Like, and it's mental that I still remember exactly what happened, because it hit that close. I was like, am I really that bad of a friend? So I always try so hard to make sure I don't ever get in that sort of position again. Like, I always like think about the other person, keep the other person in mind. Like, don't think about yourself.
Mm-hmm. What was the line you said about, it was just such a high school thing for a lassie to say, was like, oh, do you want me to go say something? Like, oh, do you want me to say something? I've not heard that expression used in so long, but I do remember people saying that a lot whenever there was conflict or fighting. It would be that other person that like wasn't involved would be like, do you want me to go say something? Like, do you want to go? And I think that was me sometimes. I wasn't really in a lot of conflict in high school. I did get bullied, like, for, you know, a large portion of my time there, but towards the end of it I kind of flitted between like 4 different groups of friends, but whenever there was conflict and I wasn't involved and people would like come and agony on my shoulder, I used to be that person that was like, do you want me to go say something? And I was talking at my arse. I would have absolutely bottled it if they'd said, I go say something, because I would have been like, oh no, I'm not getting involved in that. You're all right. Okay, so these are your kind of life questions. What has life's biggest surprise been for you?
Probably meeting Blair at such a young age. Like, I didn't think, like, because Blair's been my only boyfriend, and my sister was like, he might be your first boyfriend, don't expect it to last, like, he's hardly know each other, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, there was just, like, I didn't expect it to last, because I was like, he'll see things that are wrong with me. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything wrong with him. Like, this is an issue. And then here we are, like, 6 years later, and I've seen people, like, get together and break up and get together, and I'm like, I couldn't have went through that. I would have, like, even, like, not even just with Blair, I just mean in general, I don't think I could go through a breakup with someone. I feel like it would hurt me too much. I would end up just staying there and suffering. But no, definitely have, like,
meeting Blair,
just being there, and it was just, yeah, and it was just the fact that like it just happened so naturally. We just got kind of drawn together. Yeah, that's probably.
I want a movie of Blair and Meganne's life because they're the cutest couple that I know. And I remember when I was working with Blair, before I'd even met Meganne, I loved her before I even met her because Blair, whenever we were cleaning screens, would just talk about you with so much love and so much, oh, she's so beautiful, and oh, she's so funny, and she loves Disney, and you should see her room, she's got so much Disney crap in it, but I love it, and oh, I just think she's beautiful. And he would like show me pictures. Blair's an amazing photographer as well, by the way, and he would always like, I'd always see pictures of her and stuff, and I was just like, I want to meet her so bad, can I please? And the first time we met, I wasn't serving you, I don't think, but you were coming in to see a film, and that's when I first saw you like in person. I was like, yeah, we'll get together, we'll have a chat, something will come about. Just you'll wait and see. And I think he had to kind of explain, yeah, that's just Charlotte. She's like that. She's very forward and out there. But yeah, I think I've kind of hooked you in now. I think you're good. I think
so. I remember at first kind of walking into the screen, like, I feel like I'm kind of famous. Like, and she was, Blair was like, yeah, she kind of acted that way, didn't she? And I was like, a little bit. And she was, well, I've like told her about you and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of assumed you would. Like, I assumed like conversations like that would come up. And he was like, yeah. And she's really excited to meet you. And I'm like, oh, she seems nice. And that was it. Like, that was the end of the conversation. Nice. She's bumbling on.
She seems crazy. Keep her away from me. That's what you were really thinking. Speaking of films, this is actually a good time for the next question. So this is one of my favorite questions that I have picked for you. If you could live in the world of any movie, which movie would it be?
That is a question. This is the thing, like, my main thing would be like, oh, I'd want to live in, like, Lady and the Tramp, because I love that movie or something like that. But that's mainly because I want Lady as my dog. But if I lived in that universe, she wouldn't be my dog. She would still be Mrs. Darling's dog, so I couldn't have her.
That's so random. I did not expect you to say Lady and the Tramp.
To be fair, it would probably be one of the Marvel movies. So superheroes existed. Yeah. So, I mean, probably Spider-Man, because, you know, if there's a chance to be with Tom Holland, I'll take it.
Actually, Meganne, I know, Tom, if you're watching, come on the show. I'll get Meganne here. We love you. So this is the thing, Meganne. I know that you're a huge Spider-Man fan, right? I know that Tom Holland is like the tea, right? Like, I get it. He's the king. I reached out to his people and I tried to get him on the show. I tried to get him to say hi or something, and I just couldn't. And I'm really, really sorry. But I did get you the next best thing. I got you the guy that was supposed to play Spider-Man to say hello to you. So if you check your phone, I sent you something before we started this interview. If you check your phone, this is the guy who was supposed to play Spider-Man's interview and the part saying hi.
Oh, shit. Hey, I can't see anything. Meganne, it's me, Spider-Man. Hello. Be in the theaters December.
Oh, what a true, you know what? That is a true hero. That boy needs his haircut. I love him, but he needs a trim.
No, I love his long hair. Honestly, Meganne, it's so soft. And he hasn't dyed it, and there's no split ends. Like, it's perfect hair. Okay, so you worked in the Disney store, or you still work in the Disney store. So if you were a toy, right? If you were a doll and you had an accessory, what would your accessory be?
So am I like a figure of myself, or do I like pick myself as like a toy?
No, you're a figure of yourself.
Right. It would probably be a little Evan.
A lemon?
I would do, no, an Evan.
I thought you said a lemon, sorry.
A lemon, a lemon. No, a little, probably a little, like, you know how the princesses have like their sidekicks? It would be like me and Evan. Yeah. Like, we would just come as our wee pack. I feel like, yeah, that would probably have to be my thing. That or a PS5, like.
I'll insert a picture of Evan in this shot so that our viewers can see who he was.
My wee
Was
baby.
Blair and Meganne's hamster, who, I mean, I've met a few hamsters in my life and they're all boring, and Evan just had the biggest personality and he was so cute and chunky, and Blair would put Instagram videos up of him running in his wee wheel, like looking at the Clyde, and I was just like, this hamster's going for it, guys, like I need this energy. So I like that. I love that answer. I was so vain. I was like, I'd have a mirror or something.
So I can look at myself.
or maybe like a handbag or something. You know how like Barbie dolls have like these really cute kind of plastic handbags with nothing in them, but they look beautiful. I was like, I'll have a handbag with like a mirror or something. Or maybe a camera, actually. I'm looking at my camera. I probably have a camera.
I think it's fun.
Do you want to finish this interview up with some Scottish questions? I'm afraid to ask.
Oh, here we go. Okay,
here we go. What is the name of Scotland's saint patron?
Andrew?
There's something at the start of it.
Well, St. Andrew.
Ding, ding, ding.
Like, yeah, I was just like, it's Andrew. I was like, I'm sure that's right.
That was the only one I knew out of these questions. Okay, question 2. Which sport was invented in Scotland?
Golf?
Correct. Okay, that's one you might struggle with because I struggled. Is Scotland smaller or bigger than Belgium?
I would assume smaller, but then I feel like the trick is going to be that it's bigger. But I'll go smaller.
Go with smaller. Oh my God! If you were going to be winning the lottery, you'd lose. It's actually bigger. It's twice as big. Actually, it's bigger than all of us put together. So I think you could fit Scotland into Belgium twice.
Oh wow!
I know. It's massive. Okay, this is the last one. It's kind of a gross one. What goes into the making of haggis?
Oh, like sheep intestines, like sheep innards.
There's a list. Okay, so so it's parts of a sheep, right? And it's
parts of a sheep.
Okay, so what exactly is it? So what organs goes into making haggis?
Right, I know the gut, like sac almost is like the outer bit for it.
Yep. So disgusting.
I'm pretty sure the liver's in there.
Yep.
Kidney?
No kidneys.
No, not kidney.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
There's quite a big one. It's around here.
Oh, is there heart in
it? Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
I know. I thought it was just right. I'm not gonna make you guess because it's a lot, but you got it. It was right. It was, because for a long time I thought it was made from like pork or like cow or something. Or beef. Like I didn't know that it was lamb or sheep. So it's a sheep's heart, liver, lungs, the lining of the stomach, which you got, which I didn't get. Onion, oatmeal, suet, and spices. So that disgusting combination goes into making. People think it's Scotland's like traditional meal, and it's just like I have haggis like once in a blue moon, and it's vegetarian haggis because it's nicer. So thank you so much, Meganne, for being here today. This was a very long interview, but I'm sure once I've cut it down, it'll be very enjoyable, and people can sit at home and drink tea and eat their popcorn and maybe even some haggis, and they'll get to know you a little bit better. I feel like I definitely I feel like I definitely know you a little bit better, which is lovely. I kind of feel like this has almost been like a therapy session for the both of us.
I had such a fun time. It was so good. It's so weird to get interviewed. I was just saying this to Blair before. I was like, I feel like I'm getting interviewed for like a job or something, but it's just my pal, so it's okay. Like I can chill. And I know for a fact that my mum's going to watch this, so hi, Mum. Like, may as well call her out.
What's your mum's name?
Frances.
Hi.
So thank you so much everyone for watching. Stay tuned for my next episode. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I do have my next guest lined up. gonna be a good one, just like this one was. Every one of them is gonna be good. They're gonna be fun. If you don't already, please subscribe to this channel. It's free, won't cost you anything. It would make me feel better as a person. And please share this video if you thought it was funny. And I just hope that everyone has a nice day. Stay safe out there. Socially distance, wash your hands, wear your mask. You know the drill. Just keep yourself safe, guys. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye.